Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our second day. And today we will start with a presentation about Huracan and about the Finnish association from Eva-Maria Strömsholm. So, Eva-Maria, please come, and the floor is yours. And I think it's very important to know what Huracan is and how can we be in partnership with this platform.
Okay, I think we will start. So we have time also for the posters presentations. I hope everyone knows me, but for those who doesn't know me, my name is Eva-Maria Strömsholm. I'm from Finland and gynecological cancer patients in Finland. My association was built just two and a half years ago, and we have done really a lot in those years. I'm also vice chair in my association. Then I'm also a cancer survivor, ovarian cancer survivor, and last year I had thyroid cancer, so I have seen two kinds of cancers. But I'm here today to talk about organizations and networks and why it's important to patients to be involved in those organizations and networks. First, I want to tell you something about Huracan. Huracan is a European reference network for rare adult solid cancers. So this is a network for rare cancers. The EARN are a virtual network involving healthcare providers across Europe to enable the sharing of experience and to improve access to care for patients across European Union, especially for complex or rare medical diseases that require highly specialized healthcare and concentration for knowledge and resources. So Huracan groups together all rare adult solid cancers into 10 domains, and one domain is G2 domain, and that's for the rare gynecological cancers. And ENGAGE has also one representative, one EPAG in Huracan, and that's me. And I have been there in 2-3 years, and I think it's really good that they have, with the doctors, a patient, and the patient's voice is coming to be heard. It's important to have a cooperation between healthcare professionals and patient representatives so that both parts can discuss and develop things for the patient to be better. And I have been active in Huracan G2 domain and found out that they really listen to my thoughts and ideas. And last year we did also a survey among doctors where we asked what they think about psychological support for the patient, and if every center in Huracan should have a person, for example, a diagnosis curator or a psychologist to support the patient. And every doctor who answered the survey said 100% yes, it should be important for the patient. And here you can also see the Huracan's 10 domains, and the green one up there is rare gyne domain. And the leader for that is Professor Isabelle Rey-Coccard from France, Lyon. Then I also want to talk to you about network, NGPO. It's a Nordic network, Nordic Gynaecological Patient Organizations Network, who was built in 1 year ago. And the idea came when active patient advocates in Nordic countries and gynecological cancer associations discussed about cooperation between the Nordic countries. The thought was that in the Nordic countries we really struggle with the same issues, and we are really small countries. Therefore, it should be good to put our heads together and our ideas together to discuss how and what to do for the patients. In the network, there are gynecological cancers organizations or networks working in the Nordic countries. And here you also can see from Finland, I'm represented gynecological cancer patients. Sweden is represented by Nätverket mot gynekologisk cancer and Gyncancerförbundet i Värmland. Denmark is represented by KIO, and Birte is there with me, yes. And Norway. We are so glad and pleased and happy that also Norway is with this network and in ENGAGE now. The network speaks for patients in every Nordic country and try to keep our meetings regularly and discuss things that has came up, such as how to get better and faster access to medicine for patients so that they don't have to travel to another country to get treatment. And we know that we can't solve every problem, but we will discuss things that come up and that's similar in our countries. We in the Nordic countries also need good qualitative cooperation between patients' organization and doctors, and this network is a first step to do so. And we also have contacts in ESGO. NGPO is going to strongly work for every patient in every Nordic country, and it's important for us that the patient get equal care wherever they live in a Nordic country. Patients also have the right to good palliative care, and with a rare gynecological cancer, they need to get their diagnosis in time. The rare gynecological cancer patients should also have the opportunity to find others suffering from the rare cancer and get the possibility to talk to each other. So peer support is really important. Long-term side effects needs to take serious, and the doctors needs to inform the patients about them. Here's also our goals for now, and they will also develop. So one is the good palliative care wherever you live. And we discussed a lot about this issue, and it's difficult in every country. I think it's not just the northern countries. Some patients get good palliative care and others not. Usually it depends where in the country you live, and that's not okay. The second one is access to adequate drugs in every Nordic country and faster drug approval. This is also an important thing that we have discussed a lot, and we know that there's not so much we can do about it, but we will work for it so good as we can. But I think faster drug approval is important in every country, not just the Nordic countries. And it's usually hard to see that it takes so long time to get the new drug on the market for the patients. The third goal is we want to lift up the rare gynecological cancers, and they get visibility. It's important because in the cancer world, it talks most about breast cancer. Gynecological cancers are not so much discussed about, and then if you think about rare gynecological cancers, the discussion is almost nothing. We hope that also rare gynecological cancer could get more visibility because there are a lot of patients really with a rare cancer, and they do not always get the right help and treatment in time. Then the last one, our goal, long-term side effects should be discussed more with the patient. This is a big issue for many cancer survivors, and we wanted to lift this thing up as an important question. Nowadays, many patients live longer with their cancer, and at the same time, the long side effects occur more, and the everyday life can be difficult. Also, quality of life is suffering if the patient have long-time side effects from chemo, radiation, or also surgery. I think that this should be discussed more between doctors and patients, and that doctors has to inform the patients about those side effects. Usually, a patient can get some odd symptoms many years after treatment, and the patient do not know why or what it is. If the doctor had told the patient in the beginning, and also when patient comes to the checkups, what side effects can come to you and how you know it, that you have it, the patient also better can be prepared. So, more discussion about long-time side effects as a normal procedure when patients go to the checkups. And here's also something about what I just told. But then we will go to the question, why should patients then be involved in organizations and networks? Patients usually have good ideas how to, for example, do the processes easier and smoother in the hospital. In Finland, for example, we have patients' boards in some hospitals where patients can express their opinions and in certain issues and talk about it. And this has been a really good experience for the patient because they are those who usually knows if they feel that the process is going smoothly or not. And they can give good ideas how to develop things for the better. It's also important that patients together with the doctors or healthcare professionals can develop the care and find new good solutions if there is a problem. Sometimes also the patient's experience can be completely different from the organization's experience. In those situations, it can be good to have a patient in a working group telling about patient's looks and thoughts about a situation. And sometimes things are imagined to be done in a patient-orientated manner in a hospital or in an organization. But often good practice and plans are not good when implemented them in practice. Here is also the patient's voice important, so the good plan can be even better. Patients have good experience how to be a patient, and the experience could be useful when developing an organization or a network. Therefore, important that patients are active in organizations and talk to healthcare professionals about things that are important for the cancer patient's well-being. Patients are the experts in their own situation, and even though professionals have professional expertise, they are not always able to put themselves in the patient's position. So sometimes there can be things left unnoticed. As a professional, you also maybe become blind to your own actions and the operating methods of your organization. So the perspective from outside, for example, a patient's perspective, is valuable in this sense as well. So, last but not least, it is good to have patients' view in many cases, and the patients can get the opportunity to participate in working groups or similar, and get the chance to develop processes to be even better for the patient. Thank you very much for listening.